Hey everybody, it's Cameron from TheGameCoop. Today we're playing some more Fabrinaz. And I think we want to try to upscale. 1 FPS, love it. Huh? 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 Any minute now. We loading. Good. We're alive. Fabulous. Alright. Good. Right. Last time we put this in. And we got some elevators. Which leads to this. A bit of a monstrosity, to be fair. But it works. And we've upscaled our power a little. Each of these making a mere, what is it, 4 F-atic? F-atic? Excuse me. Oof. There's sort of no really good mass power generators that I can tell immediately with ease. I got lots of EU-atics here. My god, permanent light generator. No idea. Very obviously complicated. We could also delve into like solar and storage, because there might be versions of this. Like, look, these solar panels, they exist. And the starter is 4 FE-atic. And the next one's 16. So the basic's just sort of better. But it requires 3 to give 4. And so it's just expensive, actually. Bifrost. The Bifrost. E energy. Look, 15 thunderbolts a tick. Incredible. Yeah, who knows, man? Not this guy. 12 a tick. Ooh la la. We can make the first tier of solar generator just to see how it does. It's only a tier 1 everything. But then the next version seems to be a tier 3 everything. Enriched nickelite. Which is just nickelite with, in the infuser. Enriched nickelite dust. How is it made? Diamond dust and nickelite dust? It gives 2 at least. Not incredibly expensive, but maybe not the best either. Hold on, I want to check something out here. Where's the thing? Hold on, where's the thing? Where's the thing, bud? Let me see the thing. Let me just... Strange, yeah, strange. Well, it is what it is. Alright. But we have been also getting some stuff. We got a couple little bits of armor and such. Feather falling. Protection. Problem with these, of course, is that even though they have some enchants on them, they're almost destroyed. So it's not actually worth many diamundes. But it's worth some XP. But it would take more XP to repair these than I can get from disenchanting. We can repair one of them. Not even worth it for the gold. And now we have enough to repair this and get 4 diamonds out of it. But that's actually kind of a lot of XP, you know? Although since it's a flat amount of XP to repair, it doesn't matter too much for the... Probably 4, right? Because it's a level per component. Yeah. Well... Diamonds. 88 of them. Nice. I don't know how 88 became TD, but there you go. It mostly works. If only the caption program. Well, anyway. So yeah, infrastructure today maybe. We've done a little. And I don't know, Power specifically. In Power, we could probably also start looking at like reactor stuff, if that makes sense. An ender cell's a good idea as well, so we can do wireless energy if we're going to be moving stuff around. We could build some furnitors as well. I don't know how sustainable they are, but they do a bit more. I guess they're the same as the magmators, aren't they? At the end of the day. 2K. 2K. Unfortunately, the thermal ones, quite nerfed. They're just worse. The max tier of these is only 100 FE a tick. Almost pointless. But then the reactors. Generation factor. And that's base, right? Now this is base as well, and I know that they have a multiplier based on their heater and coolant. So like if you have a blazing crystal that's underneath it and then like something else, it'll actually produce a bit more than this. Do we want to take a look at just like one of them? Thermo-based, expensive. I guess we can make one. It's not going to hurt anything to just have one. Okay, so we need all of the things. Where'd you go? We do have a couple of those. Thermal paste. We don't have a lot of blaze powder. This is fine. We got lots of blaze rods though. So we'll just make a bunch. Why not? A bunch, that is to say a handful. Oh, except I just used up those little lads, of which we need several. Of which we didn't have too many. Okay, one more, hold on. That's the 3 we need to get started. But we'll need more of these, which come from these, which come from those. Kind of expensive. Kind of. So tired now. What else have we got? That should be everything, right? This is the basic. Okay. Now what if we wanted to upgrade it a bit? A bit more thermal paste. Another casing. No. Yes. 2 more thermal pastes. How dare you? Make a stack of this stuff. Ah, yeah. Out of iron, just like that. Let's get some more iron on the Barbie. Warm. Pulverizer makes 3 each. That's pretty okay. Maybe we should look to upgrade these machines as well. Of course, they'll be taking more and more power for each upgrade as well. Is it time to start looking at the auto crafting for AE? If we're doing anything in Power, it's a really good idea to try to do some auto crafting. Just saying. Okay, there's one of those. One more of these. And then we'll make that into this. Except we're out of iron. Except we have plenty of iron. I say we have plenty of iron. We're actually running a little bit low on iron. Absolutely outrageous. We're not low on iron at all. We're low on processed iron. Oh yeah, there's all this garbage we have to put into the place. Hold on, you can hold on to those arrows for some reason. Look, a bit of iron. Here you go. Have all this stuff. Did a little jaunt. Cave spider eggs. Love those. And a sunstone ring. So we can have more damage during the day and at all times. I guess it combines with the moonstone ring. Dog, I heard you. I got the window open today. You better believe. Alright, also we've got these. The energizing orbs. We'll need to get this set up as well today. They're gonna be like this. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. Then we'll energize. Now these are only the starter ones. They're not terribly expensive, but they're kind of expensive to upgrade. Just with our current stuff. But we don't have any incoming, aside from what we do by hand, materials. Speaking of. Behold, many irons. There's 1,000 irons in here. I didn't want that many. Maybe only like this many. Maybe just a stack of irons. To then chuck into the roboto. Oh look, iron. It's a mess. That's all there is to it. But we also need a ton of redstone, and that's actually something we don't have a whole heck of a lot of. The infrastructure sort of just doesn't exist, you know. Let's put this back away. There you go. So, we want to, I want to, because like, first of all, this is only the one FE it takes, so I don't know if doing the multiplier will show too much. But on a 3, it might be easier to see. And of course, we can't upgrade this just yet, because we don't have the energized stuff. Just yet. Just yet. But infrastructure begets infrastructure, Mr. President. Great. So, the thermal generator needs 2 things. A constant inflow of coolant, and then a heat source. Typically, a magma block is pretty good to start. Not amazing, but okay. I wonder if you'll say in this particular version. It shows coolants. Water. Yep. Sure is water, alright. Mm-hmm. There is that water. So yeah, coolant. Water. Got it. That's the only thing it takes for now. I will assume that the heat sources are probably the same. And I think those were blazing crystal, which we don't have yet, because you need to make these blazing crystals from the energizer. Well, that's best done with blaze rods, but 4,500 FE per, so times 9 just to get one. It pays for itself, but it takes a minute. But if we can get this to infinitely produce more than the same version of the Magmator, my bouncy booties, it may be worth looking at, right? Maybe worth looking at. And actually we can probably do it right next to this. The shuffling noises are so outrageous. The shuffling. Because it'll be heat source, i.e. magma block or something, the other block, and then water source. Basically. I can turn this back off again. Enable preview. Alright, there you go. Maybe that'll give us another couple FPS. Who can say? Good. I'm sort of thinking in my head how I want to set this up to start. And the answer is I am not sure yet. We'll probably have to fix all of it anyway. Look, we've made this line of machines just in the middle of the room because it was convenient. Middle of the room? We have quite the cavernous base. I just like things to be in reach, you know? Although this can now move literally anywhere, since it's all here, and then this could move here, and it would be fine. You can move this into the basement, or wherever else. Swap them around. Doesn't matter too much. But, let's see. So, yep, we got that. We do have the starter one. I guess we'll need a sink and pipes. Sink? Beep. Now, we have some options. We have these fluid pipes. We have these fluid pipes. We only need a couple to start anyway. I don't really like the idea of non-opaque pipes. Why did you sort my inventory? Why did you do that? Why did you sort it? Is there a keybind that sort? How dare you? Middle button is fine actually. Because I rarely hit it. I probably hit P at some point and then it sorted my inventory and now everything's ruined. Absolutely ruined. Shulker box. Look at what they have done to you. Look at what they have done to my beautiful boy. Ruined. Mini miner? No idea still. We'll have to look into this soon, TM. Yes. 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 So now we have a heat source, a water source, and a power source. Let's plug them in. We're gonna need a servo. But from this version. Modern Dynamics. That's not Dynamics at all. That's not Dynamics at all. That's not at Dynamics at all. Filters, attractors, item pipes. Now, I'm not really so sure I want to use this one, just because they're so expensive. What was the other one? Pipe. These. Revolution. At a rev. Okay, fine. We'll do it this way. At rev. Now, this one had weird upgrades, right? Sort of had weird non-standard upgrades for this servo. But it's cheap, right? Look at that super cheap servo. Prioritize closer containers? Yes. Where does it say your upgrades? Or was it these that didn't have upgrades because the pipes themselves managed the speed? But like this is cheap. It's cheap. Just saying, it's cheap, man. It's cheap. And the fluid pipe Mark 1 is cheap. Look how cheap. Whoa. Sheet metal. Nice. Oh, that was a quest as well. I guess we didn't hold them in our inventory. Never the tier 1s though, I suppose, yes. Beepes? Beepes. Oh, some extra. Why not? Should I push it to the limit? We can make some nickelite. We can make one of those. Easily enough. Just need a spot of iron, which we have just hanging out in the various. Look at all this iron. Infuser. One of you. And one of you. How dare you? Once again. The outrage. Here, have some terracotta. And yes. Tier 2. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. 2 buckets a tick. Now this just needs the enriched dust, which was the diamond dust, right? Diamond dust and nickelite dust? We probably even have some diamond dust. We don't have any diamond dust. We'll sacrifice a diamond to the diamond dust machine. Nice. Bit of iron dust. Bit more iron dust. Have some iron dust. Getting some good iron returns on this, eh? Alright, so if you were an infuser and you put those together, give me the goods. Give me the goods. Why are you like this? It does make 2 though. It does make 2. It makes 2, baby. And then, ba 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 ba, and then, ba 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 ba. Nice. Now, do we want to use these? It's probably utterly unnecessary, but we do like getting quest rewards. Nice, and we get a bunch more of each of the pipes for doing it. Cool. How you doing? It is unfortunate about the first one. Going normal speed. It just doesn't seem to work for the first one. Well, anyway. So, we'll have some tier 1. We'll try a magma block to start. And we'll see if that's enough to start making, like, the basics of infrastructure. We'll still need to get the auto crafting going, though, which is a lot of AE stuff, which is fine, right? It's fine. Right, there you go. Have the rest of the stuff. Let's chuck the loot crates in here. We'll get back to the loot crates at a time. Cool. XP. Come on down. So. Ouch. Ouch. My delicate flesh. Let us assume magma block and thermogenerator. Currently with 0 wasar. We'll put this there. Put this here. Yoink from the sink. Water. It's only actually making 2 FE a tick. This is worse. It's actually worse than what it should be normally generating. Is the magma block not very good then? Bit of a pity it doesn't have... We could try other things. Lava, obviously. We can try. We can try campfires or other things like that. We should try lava first. Let's just, so we have any slabs? We got some slabs here. Give me some slabs. We do also have uraninite. Mithril. Uranium. I don't suppose. Because this is sometimes the thing, right? And yeah, it just goes right back. Well, let's have a block of raw uranium in our inventory. Perfect. Nothing could possibly go wrong. So that's that. Let's just see for giggles. Are you considered a heat source? Either it is considered a heat source. No, it appears not. It still says the 2. But heat wasn't actually going up. Okay, fair enough. So this particular thing doesn't work. There's the Power book. Power, you have a manual. There. What is it? A bit of paste in a book. Let's take a look. Let's just take a look. Take a look. Thermogenerator. What do you like? Generates energy when placed on top of a high temp block fluid like lava. Requires a coolant fluid like water to run. It says it generates 3, but it's currently generating 2. And the only thing it's got here, like, does it show you the other? Those are just the recipes. Not super useful. Materials, uraninite ore, dry ice. Yes. I don't remember if this makes a block. This could potentially be a block. Is it, You just get burned into this stuff, right? Yes, melted. Okay, hold up. We're gonna need some more coal. Let's use this lignite coal. Why not? We'll get a little extra. So that'll become a block of uraninite. A little extra. Nice. 2 extra. Oh, come on now. Why do you like this? Why do you like this? Okay, for giggles, let's go take a look at this one. No? No bouncy, please. No joy. No joy at all. Purely a power block. Okay, duly noted. Yeah, we got the goods. Okay. In that case. Nope. Yes. Lava is next. Now you're making 3 RF tick with lava there. Okay, so lava is better than a magma block. Makes sense, I suppose. So there's something that does less and something that does average, and then there's probably something that does more, which I would assume to be a block of blazing crystal. Let's try to make this. We'll try to make it, and we'll see if it's worth. We don't even want to give you these yet. Boing? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Boing? Yes. Yes, boingy-deed. One boingy boy. Okay, you can have that back, and those, and this, and that. And actually, as a matter of fact, that was it, right? Yeah, fully deloaded. You can have those two. Great! You can have the power manual as well. Not super helpful, Sag. Let's get some more cable, energy, pipe, cable, probably. Cables go in the cable bag. This is way more than I can even use, so that's fine. We'll just keep using these for now. We can undo some of these cables. Because look, we can uncraft them. If we want. And I'm just thinking, like, if we uncrafted to make the components for these other lads, that might be worth it, right? Potentially. But first, let's come out from here. Thusly. I guess we don't need the middle one. Those connect fairly nicely. Cool. We'll just plonk it there for now. And we're gonna be like, hey, I want some power. Give me some of this power. Now, what we need is specifically blazy rods. Oh, they burning. Oh, Lord, they burning. Look at all this good stuff we've got in here. Along with garbage, to be fair. Lots of garbage in here. An extra shulker egglet. Nice. A very slow passive mob spawner. Ouchie. Okay, so, theoretically, bam. It's going. We're just gonna see, right? We're going to make these 9 blazing crystals. It'll take a minute. But we're most of the way there. Almost. Getting there. Just a second. Hold on a minute. And I don't think speeding this up does anything. I think you can speed these up. But it doesn't matter too much. There's only so much we can invest at a time. And this will actually be draining, I think, because it should be using up more than we're making. Yeah, draining those a bit. And we can automate this fairly easily. But not super easily. Because, like, pulling it out of there is fine. Its output is just a single slot and actually has an output. So putting, like, just a hopper underneath into a chest will output these when they are done. But getting them, if you were to put a hopper just in there, it would try to put them all in at the same time, which is not the best. But now we have a block of blazing crystal. Whoopsie doodle. Let's see if this, which typically it is superior. Outrageous. But what if? Of course, since it's full, it might not have updated. Okay. Either way, I think this will be better than lava. We don't really want the lava in there. The lava. Now I'm stuck with the lava bucket. No. We're not stuck with the lava bucket. Outrageous. We have the opportunity to utilize the lava bucket. Great. I was just thinking about Britannia stuff. Want to slap that in the middle of our house somewhere? I typically like to put it outside, but it doesn't have to be outside at all. And we don't even really need a Britannia for now. We're just not doing anything with it, so it feels bad. Good. You can have those back. Iron? Is that what we're doing? Here, have some more iron. Have some iron. Bonk? Bonk? Bonk bonk? Good. I guess we've got those pipes all done. Item pipes? Look how cheap they are. They're relatively inexpensive. Nator. Hi. What up? But the cables were the better ones, I think. As far as, like, cost to total RF per tick. LF per tick in this case. Although their high end is not as high as the Powers high end, they're much easier to make than the Powers versions. So I think we'll probably stick with those for the most part. I don't know that we're going to want to transfer more than 20,000 RF a tick to anything in particular anyway. But who can say? It'll be quite the infrastructure adventure to try to even get up that high. Alright, well in this case, let's try to start making... Here, what if we're going to start upgrading some Power stuff? We're going to need... Oh lord. Let's not do it that way. Power. If we wanted to make energized steel. What am I making? I'm not sure yet. Well, we need gold and iron. So it makes electrum with some Fe. Gold and iron. Gold and iron. Let's see, iron. A little bit of iron. We'll need quite a bit. If we want to try to automate this as well. How's the best way? Because you can do it at craft on pulse. I've done this before with refined storage, but never with applied energistics. Have you drained it all? You have not. Boop, boop. Because it'll do that. Let's at least set up the output with a hopper and a chest. Hopper. A wooden hopper might actually just work. Single slot hopper alternative. That's fine. And it doesn't need to be blocked with redstone. That's also fine. Chest? Sure, skystone chest. Why not? LOL. Ow. My innards. Okay, for now, enjoy yourself. One skystone chest. And a wooden hopper. It worked. Next. Boop, boop. No problem, right? Oopsies. Scrolled a little too far. Meow. So, let's just see. No. Okay. Let's try with a regular hopper to start. Ubu? Sure, I don't see why not. We'll enjoy a good chest ubu. Little chest ululation. Because if we go like... Bam. We'll just shove them all in there. No good. Even though that... Oh, you only take 6 at a time? Six at a time, though. This still may be. Nah, because what's happened is it's filled up the 6 slots that it's got. Because, like, if we look up a recipe for blazing crystal as an example. Slots, right? So this is the recipe. So this is a recipe for it, but we can only do 1 at a time, which means we need to do like a comparator on here in a loop that stops the hopper if there's something inside it. Or something like that. A better way to do it is just to send it each, a series of sensors or a timer, something like that, yeah. It's a little annoying, but it is something we'll need to face eventually. Too many. I accidentally double-clicked it. Because you can get auto-crafting smart enough for AE to do this, where it will input 1 recipe's worth and then wait until there's a redstone pulse on the output, which you could get by having the hopper with a comparator and be like, hey, they're full. Now I'm empty again. As the hopper empties into the thing. It's a little bit complicated though, because this hopper will have 2 individual things from it, because this will output 2 individual nuggets. So it'll actually pulse twice as each one goes through. But it is also quite fast. What have we got? Let's start with a comparator. Let's start with the semi-vanilla-ish version first. I'm not sure what some of the modded ones will do. We'll try it with that first. Comparator 1 plus. Thank. I guess we'll need some redstone as well. This still won't work like this, because it'll try to insert like first. So if we put a stack of each of these in, it'll try to do the well, it's not even enough redstone either. It's enough redstone for itself. Yeah, if we did 2 separate hoppers, that would work. And both of the hoppers would be powered at any given time. And then the power would turn off and each hopper would try to insert 1 and then it would immediately turn back on again. That might work. I like how you can walk through these. That's actually quite nice. Meanwhile, might as well keep it going. So this says, hey, something was in there. Have a power. And then it powered itself, of course, which is a problem. Boom. There it goes. Redstone. Redstone. Get a couple, why not? Let's get a repeater, why not? Because I don't think we want it to feed back on itself, which is that would do. But if we did this, hello, friend? It will not. Yeah, I'm not quite familiar with their functionality. I know they'll register when something exists. And why aren't you actually outputting the signal? Power 0. That's negative mode. And it did power, but it did a power of 1 for each thing that's in there. Right, okay. Got it. But it wasn't enough power to push it over. So I think in order to make this work, we need to go like this. And when something passes through here, it powers this, which powers this block, which would force it through. Beep. Wasn't enough, because the comparator. Gosh. It only had an output of 1, because there's only one item in there, so it's like 1. That being said, what if we did something silly? That still won't work like this. I don't know why we're pursuing this particular directive when it won't work like this, and we know that. Like, this is a proof of concept to get a, hey, it's draining, have a redstone signal. We can do another one now. So it'll produce a redstone signal like that. And it looks like they both drain at the same time, so it'll be on and then off. So it's actually a longer pulse, which is fine. What is the... Yeah, if we move it back, it'll get powered. And then the repeater will just push it forward. Problem is, it'll still have the same problem, because like, does the repeater actually make... Hey, repeater. What if we did you this way? Does this work? Because you're underneath, and then... like that? Do you want to try it like this? Why not, right? No, it doesn't take it from underneath. Okay, but what if? Yeah, from the back. Right? Because it does full 15 when it outputs. So we could get like a... I mean, it's complicated and annoying, but I'm sure there's better circuits as well. Like, redstone circuitry's got to exist. A redstone emitter, red bits, what's this? Okay, it's just like a block form of redstone, which I don't understand. Maybe it's configurable? I was like, that's what this is. A timer. A counter. Resistor. Adder. Inverter. Other inverters. From the same mod. Inverted redstone torch. Nice. Right? Absolutely. There's got to be an obscure block that'll just do exactly what we're looking to do, but we just don't know it yet. Perfect. Of course, that's the case. Like an observer or something, or a checker. I don't know what a checker does. Should we make one? We have observers too. Do we want to try to use observers and see what they do? Because I know when a block update exists, but I don't know if a block update occurs with a crafting block. So I don't know if the observer would do it, but maybe. What is a checker? Let's make one and find out. How do we not have enough cobblestone? That's absolutely outrageous. Cobblestone. Have some cobblestone. Checker, please. One checker. Well, we might have even had one in here. Sure did. Whoops. I was like, hold on. I'm pretty sure we've run into these. Okay, let's use one of these and see what happens here. Let's also get a couple more repeaters. Because we know we can do it that way. That's just messy. Whoa. And the shuffling. Okay, good. So this will light up. And when that happens, we'll go like this. And be like, cool. So here's the redstone way, right? We don't even need any more than this. And actually, we can just do it like that. No, not like that. That creates a loop. That's why it needs to be like that. So theoretically, this will technically work, although poorly. And again, not how we want. When it makes a thing and it outputs it and then it powers it. But again, that just provides a signal to this which would stop the hopper, so we need to invert it. And we actually need something, as soon as there's something in here, we need to know so that it stops filling until it's ready. And we'd ultimately replace the hopper with like a, what is it called? Interface? Is it an interface? With a crafting card in it for, it's an interface, right? Any glass, oh sure. Right, I think it's the interface. Shall we see what an observer does? An observer observes the block. But what if we had an observer, say, right here? Like that. Will you observe? No, you go the other way. But what if we had an observer that says, hey, well, there's stuff in there. Don't do something. Right? He's staring right at it. Very high concentration. Okay, he does not receive a signal based on that. So it is the block update specifically that's doing something with the observer. What about the checker? What do you do, friend? Do you check? Ooh, he's more quizzical. Inquisitory. Whoa. Are these checks on ticks? You check it every 1, 2, 3, 4, something or other. We're gonna need some verbiage for this. He also did not appear to pulse. Okay, very good. Interesting. Good to know. Okay, well, we did successfully make a redstone output like this, convoluted as it is. Let's now go try to make... Huh? Okay, that works out. Here, you can have these back. Thanks very much. Let's have an interface. We'll need to make a new one. A me interface, which means more formation cores. Do we have the stuff? Somehow we do. And then annihilation core. It must exist and not exist at the same time. One interface. Thank you very much. Crafting card. We'll need one of these, which is a basic card. Got it. Nice, nice, nice. And then a crafting table. Oops, we could have made it in our inventory. Okay, so I don't think this will work yet, because I think we need the auto crafting in order to do it. But assuming, and we need a wrench, I think, because we want to tell it, hey, this way specifically. But what we would do is we'd say, hey, here's a crafting card, and we want you to craft my god, I don't remember at all. Well, it's probably been a couple of years since I've used AE now. Where's the wrenchy? Oh, the one wrenchy, please? Thank. Okay, so we got this wrenchy. It wiggling though. It do be wiggling. Very exciting. Okay, that picks it up. I was hoping you'd had an arrow that says, hey, this machine specifically, but okay. Crafting card. And we would say, no. Sure, I don't know if the priority actually matters for this. Crafting card. Export bus interface. Yes. And we would tell you we want to make this. No. This would be the recipe that we would put into the thing. We'd say, hey, if you send ooh, this doesn't have it doesn't have the crafting options on it. Which you would select like, hey, only do this with that. And so like, oh my god, I do not recall how it works. Maybe it's on an export? Maybe it's on an exporter? An export bus with a crafting thingy in it? That might be the case. It's not like we won't use those. Let's just look. Let's make an export bus. Yes? RIP? Export bus. What if we had an export bus? Export bus. Let's just see what would happen if we had an export bus. Right. Gotta stay crouching. Okay. An export bus with a crafting card in it. Crafting behavior. Do not use stocked items. Only craft items while exporting. Use stocked items or craft items while exporting. Got it. This might be behavior we have to decide in something else. I might have to look it up to remember how this works. Because theoretically what we would do is we would... might have to make the whole auto crafting thing. Should we expand this room a little bit? And start making some auto crafting action. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Down in the basement. Infrastructure. Hello. Applied energistics. What does it take to make... oh, Skystone tank. We'll need a crafting CPU. Crafting storage. The molecular assembler, very important. That's now missing some cores. Molecular assembler is the first most critical component of it. We also need a pattern terminal and all the pattern shizzle whizzle. What's that? Pattern? Oh, that pattern terminal? Pattern access terminal? Pattern encoding terminal. Which will take one of these. Which needs another one of these. And oh, it takes a full crafting one. Gosh. All the cores are out of the goods. Gosh. got that. Encoding terminal, crafting terminal, encoding terminal. Got it. Crafting maestro. Sure. What if we put you just here, though? Nice. And now we're going to need some patterns. Terminal settings, order. Craftable name. Patterns. Crafting patterns. Blank pattern. Crafting pattern. Processing pattern. Blank pattern. Oh my god. It's the same thing, but they have different uses. Blank pattern. Look, we'll make a pattern for the blank pattern. That's the recipe, alright. And that is what we need to tell it. We'll say, hey, your very first pattern will be a crafting pattern for blank patterns. And then this goes into... We'll need an access terminal. Eventually we'll need one of these. Oh, do we have everything? Oh, we do. Oh, no. Gotta spend patterns to make patterns. You got it. That's exactly how it works. Pattern access terminal. We're missing a pattern provider. Oh my god. Pattern provider. This is a new thing for me. Okay. Can we make one? No. Again, we're looking... No, in the correct thing. Okay. Pattern provider. Crafting tables. Got it. Pattern provider. I wonder if they significantly changed it in some way. We don't have any more of the dust. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I just flux myself out of existence? No, we're okay. Inscriber, it's you, right? Yep. Wait. But then you go someplace? Where did they go? Question mark? Hello? Hello? What happened to my flux dust? It's in here. Oh, I got inserted into the system somehow. I don't know how that occurred. Nice. Alright. Oh, that was actually 6. Great, that's all the sand we had. Let's make a couple more. And actually, let's take a little break while we're waiting on this. Even though it'll be very fast. Alright, be right back. Whoop. Alright, well, dog was being needy, but she's just being a little brat. Okie dokie. So, patterns, stuff, computer, applied. Also, you did do the thing. Interesting. No? No? Confusion? How do we have 0 applied energistics things in our system now? What has happened? What has happened here? I go away for a second, and I get all upset. Things. Look. Applied. App. Spike trap. Lloyd. I'm confused. How did you suddenly break? And where's all the stuff you just had? Look, what do you think this is? Applied energistics 2, right? Bonk? He's okay. Do you like it like that? AE2 instead of applied? You son of a gun? Sure. Hey man, whatever works. Whatever boats your float. Great. So, Fluke's crystal. We'll chuck half of them back in? Question mark? Should we actually just grow some more? We need the dust anyway. Good. I sort of hesitate to not make more of these. Do we have some more sand? 1 sand, please. I'll immediately make some more. Great, you can have this sand. So we'll need crafting stuff. Processing units. Crafting units. Oh hey, we should also maybe follow the quest chain, eh? Pattern encoding terminal, we did do it. Crafting unit. Mm-hmm. Infinity booster. Okay, that's nice that that exists. I wonder how expensive it is. Gotta have one, though. Oh, maybe it's this one, the network tool? No, I don't think it's this one, but maybe it's this one? I think the network tool just tells you network stuff. Alright, well here, have some seeds. Which will apparently get chucked back into the system as soon as they're done, but that's fine. Have some of those as well. We were making the pattern terminal. We're making the spatial anchor. Okay, interesting. The molecular assemblers. Yep. We'll need a ME interface on this. A pattern provider. I don't know what this is necessarily. Is this something that goes to machines? New recipe book. There's also applied energistics. Place a storage bus on an interface. Quantum link. Peer-to-peer tunnel. Cell storage. Network diagnostics. Many things. Not super helpful, a lot of it. We'll need some more. We'll need an actual CPU. Should we do a 16K is probably better. Oh my god, we gotta do all the things whereby... Hey, are you smart? Inscriber, are you smart enough to receive components and then output components We have enough for a 4K. That's all we really had enough for. I don't really want to make a 1K. They tend to be too small. A 4K is probably okay to start. Gosh, I'm trying to remember how to even do this. So I know you need a crafting unit, and you don't need a co-processing unit, though it's nice. And you need crafting storage. And we'll probably do a 4K, and I think you can undo it afterwards. And we're out of processors. Silicon. Tell you what, just give us some more. Give us a bit more of this. Sure. We'll cook it with lava. There's probably a way to pull these out as well, right? Yes. Bonk, 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 bonk. That's so weird to me that they must be going into this. It must be auto-outputting them into this, and then that's going into the system because it's connected. And I didn't think that did anything, but I guess it does. I guess they all auto-output since there's a chain. Which is a bit wild to me. Bit more redstone. After all, those aren't worth anything without the redstone. Hello? Sorry, I left you in there. I apologize. Bonk, 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 bonk. Good, good. Chuck those in there. You can have that as well. Chuck that in there. We got some more coal, which you can have, I guess. So you'll eventually run out of that. Some silicon, you can have that back. There's some terracotta as well, sure. Hey, have you drained any power? Still full. Gah. Okay. We need another interface, first of all. Interface, which needs more of these, which we can make now. Interface. Thank you. So a molecular assembler will go onto the ME interface. But we'll still need a terminal to watch the thingy. Well, we don't need it strictly speaking. It's just very helpful. We have the encoding terminal. We need the pattern access terminal. Great. We'll put that on this side, I guess. Bonk. So now this doesn't have any spots, but it will as soon as we incorporate some assembly stuff. Cool. And I guess we'll bring it down here, question mark? To start with? Oh, we had two interfaces. So now, no, it's not just one, right? It's not just the one. How does this work? Oh my god, I don't remember this at all. I wonder if it's changed significantly as well. Okay, what are we still missing now then? We need pattern provider, maybe, question mark? Crafting storage. Crafting unit. Crafting storage. We don't need the co-processing unit. Crafting monitors, helpful. Do you want to make a crafting monitor? Sure, why not? Oh, right, storage monitor. Which is a level emitter. Crafting monitor. Storage monitor. Level emitter. Storage monitor. Illuminated panel. Storage monitor. Crafting monitor. I think we still need a crafting unit though, which needs 2 more calculation processors. Don't put him in there, you son of a gun. Wild. Okay, so I think you have to have one of these, but I don't remember. But maybe it's just this, and you can expand it. The co-processing unit allows you to do extra things with the same crafting unit. I'm not sure what pattern provider does, except maybe be a subcomponent. You can have that back. Huh? And we'll have to put this on the network as well. But maybe we want to put it elsewhere. As an example, maybe for now, we'll just slap it right here. Okay, so actually this works by itself. And now they're together, and this will tell us what it's working on. Do you need a crafting unit then? Now this might break it because it doesn't have the right shape now, yeah. Okay, so maybe it doesn't need that. Maybe it's purely this. And that's all you need. But now we have to tell it, hey, pattern terminal, we have a pattern. How do you work? It's the interface, right? So far as I know, patterns for stuff goes into the interface. Amount to stock. Does it need a crafting card? We do have one. Oh my god, I don't remember applied energistics at all. I need an adult. Because I remember these are the blocks that craft. But if it was connected to an interface that had the different things on it, this is what would tell. It was like, hey, we're sending the recipe to this, put it in here to craft, and we'll take it back. Maybe this needs a crafting card in order to do that, and that's a bit wild to me. But maybe. Oh my god, the shuffling. I regret our choice of floor. Crafting card? We didn't use it, right? Is it... Did we leave it in this? We did. Okay, what if you had a crafting card? But this can't be right, right? This can't be right. And this can't possibly only have one craft in it, right? There's no way a molecular assembler only has one thing it can use. And I don't feel like... Yeah, the only thing it can take is acceleration cards to make things faster. There's no way. No way, right? Only one thing? That would be horrifying. Unless it doesn't need an interface anymore. Receive components. Hey, if you... Where's the thing? You there. Pattern terminal. Nothing. Pattern. We might have to come back to this. I might be too dumb for this. For this current version. I have no recollection of how to make it work. I remember you need a PC to do the actual crafting, and then you needed a hookup. Because this is just what tells the system to do the crafting, and this is what actually does the crafting. But I don't remember how that handshake occurs, because I use refined storage because it's simpler and you don't have to go through all this rigmarole. But... That puts a damper on some of the projects for today, though. Nah. Gotta stay crouched until the bounces stop. That being said, we've got almost a stack of this stuff. Despite the fact that we haven't had it work yet. Because that's like the pulse that would trigger the next recipe to be inserted, if that's how we were doing it. But I don't even know how to make that work. But anyway, we've got some of these, so we can get to work on the next tier of power, though it's not yet automated. But what would we like? A thermal generator hardened, which we'll need another casing, as per usual. Let's just see what it does. Thermal generator. One of those, sure, but a hardened capacitor, which is a large capacitor, which is two of those capacitors. We're going to need so much redstone. That's okay, that's okay. We'll get to it all in due time. It will eventually pay for itself as the general idea. Except that'll make two. Okay, it does make two. The two that we need. And then we'll need 2 thermal pastes. Curse you. A tiny one. Thermal paste. Good. And now, the hardened thermo generator. Let's go get the stuff. Huh. Come with me if you want to live. Huh. Okay, thermo generator. 5 FE a tick. Ooh la la, ooh la la. We did lose the stored power. That's fine. It makes its own power for the mere cost of water, essentially. So, currently making none. 14, 280%. Not bad. Not bad. It's not an apples to apples comparison with the same tier of this. Because this guy would make 10. But it is better. This is currently better. Because it currently makes 4, and the next iteration, which is the same tier as this, makes 10. So with the little investment of blazing crystal, this is better. 280%. Okay. What's 280% of the top tier? 280 FE a tick? Versus the top tier of these, which is 2k. But at what speed, right? How fast does it drain the lava too? And it just takes a ton of energized steel, and that's basically it. But these are pretty expensive, to be fair, because they take a lot of these, which takes a ton of redstone and a decent amount of iron. Although it makes 4 each, so it makes 2 of the others each. But it's kind of expensive in redstone. Now, redstone. What if we had... Whoa. Redstone Traveler's Backpack. Incredible. What if we were growing redstone from, say, redstone fruit? How to make a redstone seed. It's a tier 3 for redstone. And we haven't made any of these seeds yet because we found very little of the base component, which is incredibly expensive actually. Because you can just make these, but look how expensive they are. Kind of expensive, right? Now, of course, if you made diamond, emerald, and lapis versions of these, you can just make them from the crop, and that's fine. What tier is your fruit? Your seed is tier 4. Which I think is actually the same as emerald seeds and diamond seeds anyway. So by the time you can make the seeds for those, you're better off just making the seeds for these. But look how much it takes. It's 4 plus 4 each, right? One of these plus 4 is actually 8, but then each of these is 4. So all the way down. There's so many. So many. My god. We're gonna need like a stack on stacks just to make the basic version. And we've got 41 of them. So it's just gonna be incredibly expensive to get started. But theoretically, by the time you do get it started, you'll have infinite resources, so it's worthwhile? Question mark? At least infinite of the basic resources, which is fine. But I think that's what we're trying to do. Because it just converts it to 1-to-1. And then once we were making these, we could uncraft them, if we really wanted to, into those other resources. Though that would take a tremendous amount of XP, because this would be like 9 levels to get 4 diamonds, 4 lapis, and 1 emerald. So it's not cheap. I'd be better off just turning around and then making these into those other seeds, right? For the most part. I guess if this is going to be our primary objective, though, we should start making them and get as far as we can. We've got tons of seeds, don't we? Are you not growing? Do you not grow on grass? You might not grow on grass. You might just need dirt. Not coarse dirt. Regular dirt. Oops. Oops. We'll sort. There we go. Fixed. Have a grass block. Turns out, it doesn't grow on dirt. And the reason why I swapped the pot back is because you need the hopper anyway for the hopper botany pots to go into these. And they don't grow the extra stuff, like the golden wheat. Not that we need it anyway. But we can use seeds. No. Croptopia. Super weird. Croparia. We can only make the basic ones to start. Because this will make 1 tier 2. My god, it's outrageous. It's outrageously expensive. We're out of them, just like that. Outrageously expensive. So the tier 1 crop just makes like dyes, right? Vines and dyes, tall grass, sugar, spruce, snowballs, salmon, rabbit seed. Maybe that's worthwhile, hard to say. But we don't need any of the meats anymore. So it just sort of depends. What do the rabbit seeds yield? Composting rabbit fruit. How? Rabbit fruit. Rabbit hide fruit. That's something else. Rabbit fruit. Yeah, it just makes the core component that you use to make the seed. It's just a self-investment. You want more raw rabbit? Rabbit seeds to make raw rabbit. From raw rabbit fruit. And that's all it makes. Dear Lord. We need so much of this. Outrageous. It's like 50 million diamonds. I mean, I guess it's balanced because it's so expensive. Ugh. Yeah, we're just not really accomplishing a lot today, it looks like. Because in order to make progress on various things, we want to really expand our various systems. And it's going to have to be just extremely manual to start, which is uncomfortable. But this at least is proof of concept here, providing 14 FE a tick. Almost hit our F again. So that's something. And it is dramatically better. But rather than sitting here manually feeding the machine every time, I'd like to get auto-crafting started, which needs applied energistics and figuring that whole thing out. And I am too dense to understand. Let me see if I can find a quick text document that shows me. We'll waste stream time to try to figure out how this works. Do you have a wiki? Come on, help me out. Wiki. You surely do, right? Getting started. Channels. Miscellaneous tips. I'm mostly interested in auto crafting. Do you have... No, this is like basic stuff. Storage, stills, channels. Auto crafting there. Okay, so the CPU must be cuboid, completely composed of the parts listed above. Air, other blocks are not valid. Okay. Well, at least one storage component. Single channel for the entire structure. Crafting coprocessors increase the number of tasks the crafting CPU can perform at once. With no coprocessors, the CPU can perform a single task at a time. Which is fine, that's all we're doing just at the moment. Storage math, but first approximation, you need a little over 1 byte per input item, output item, or operation. Sure. So with the 4K for now, that's fine. And we have a crafting monitor. Okay, pattern provider. Recipes need to be encoded into patterns to be used by crafting CPUs. The encoded patterns need to be put into pattern providers on the same network as the crafting CPU itself. Got it. So that's pattern provider. How many of these have we made now? A mazillion. Pattern provider. Crafting tables. Pattern provider. Okay, so here's a pattern provider. I wonder if it's this instead of the interface now. Recipes need to be encoded into patterns to be usable by crafting CPUs. Encoded patterns need to be put into pattern providers on the same network as the crafting CPU itself. And the crafting CPU then needs to craft the primary result of that pattern. It'll delegate this to the pattern provider. Normally, the pattern provider will then push out the ingredients to an adjacent block a molecular assembler for crafting recipes, for example, and crafting continues once the results. Okay, so this is now the interface for the purposes of this, rather than the interface. And I now understand this particular problem. Thus, so this does not go in there, it goes into here for the multi-purpose one. Nice. That was our problem. It is our pattern provider. And now, theoretically, we can see the pattern provider for blank patterns in this particular molecular assembler. Nice. So now we can craft blank patterns. Delightful. That's extremely helpful. We can also make processing recipes for each of the inscribers, depending on how each of those works. Let's see. Pushes the ingredients to an adjacent block. And crafting continues once the result enters the network again. This can be achieved by pushing the crafting result back into a pattern provider, an ME interface, or any other means that would import the crafting result back into the network. Molecular assemblers are smart enough to automatically return the crafting result to the same pattern provider that provided the ingredients. Got it. So yes, we would now want to automate all of the subcomponents of patterns, as an example. So in order to make a pattern, we need each of these things. Currently they are available. And now we have patterns, because we just made it that one time using all of the different things. Now blank patterns can go in here with the patterns. Cool. Let's actually maybe do these. I want this, but we'll also want the cores. We're doing this really quite roundabout, because like, do we want... We want specifically this stuff. Right, because we don't want to use the charged ones. Wait, yeah. Uh-huh. Of course, I'll have to tell it how to do a crafting table. This one can use any. But we're out of patterns. So we'll have to craft some more patterns. Do we have enough for that many? We do. Right? So now we can come over here and say, hey, you can make crafting tables, patterns. You can make these cores as well. The problem is, even though it knows how to make these things, it needs the subcomponents for them in order to make it work. So even though I can say, hey, craft a pattern provider, or hey, craft an annihilation core, if it doesn't have the subcomponents, it won't work. So you gotta sort of rabbit hole everything all the way down. Clear that out of there. Which means getting this working. Can we say, hey, can I have one of these? Do you have the stuff to craft? To craft. We might have it though. We did have the stuff for that. Now my curiosity says, hey, ignore the contents of target inventory. Okay, so this is how... Do not push crafting ingredients if inventory contains a pattern input. Right. So this is what we'd use for the auto crafting of those. Down here, would be a pattern interface going into this. With theoretically a crafting card. Do you take crafting cards? You don't. Sure, hide on pattern access terminal. Ah, okay. Sure. And so we make a pattern for a processing pattern. Advanced inscriber. Okay, so it knows, this one knows this exists. Of course the other one's not connected, so that's fair. That's fair. But what I want to know is, can I say, hey, make a processor with these components if I send you a printed logic circuit, but in order to get this, we need that, and we need this. Will you take the presses back? Is my major question now. So if you have this, can I tell you, hey, receive the press, receive silicone, because this is the output and this is the input. And I don't know if I have to manually pull everything out in order to get it back, or if it's smart enough to return everything. But let's see if we can make one. Because it shoved it in here, and it maybe made one. It did make one. But now this is stuck in here because it didn't come back out. Which means we need an inscriber for each thing. Boo! Which is classically how you need to do it, and one of the reasons I kind of hate. Because it's just unnecessarily complex and expensive. Inscribers. I guess we'll just make a bunch of inscribers. So we've got one already. We'll need one for... and to make the advanced inscriber is... Got it. Okay, we'll just... I mean, because we'll make them all that eventually. So we need each of the 3 and silicone, and then finally one for the final products, which can be this one, I suppose. But then each of these inscribers need to be for... We've got quite a few. Okay, let's see if we can upgrade, oops, each of them. We'll need a lot of hoppers. Wanna make some steel plates? Do we have any steel? Not that many. Steel plates? Compressor? Steel plates? Kinda slow there, compressor. We could automate this as well, fairly easily, just putting things in a stack. I'll take the first 5, I guess. A little chest here. What up, Jubs? Sorry I didn't see you there earlier, by the way. Yeah, the simplicity can be extremely helpful. And look, that's only enough for one. One advanced inscriber. YOLO swag. Do they stack? They do. Okay, advanced inscribers exist. Also, happy Sunday, Jubs. Great to see ya. So, each inscriber will have its subcomponents. So you will come out. You will come out. We'll need to make some more patterns for the other ones. We need some more patterns. All right. Right. A2 rather than the other thing. Cool. Pattern. Can we get 10 patterns? We're out of quartz glass. Can we learn how to make quartz glass? We need more patterns for quartz glass. We're missing quartz glass. Dash it all to pieces. Quartz glass, please. Oh, vibrant quartz glass. Cool. Have some quartz glass. Make some patterns. Make a pattern for quartz glass. Fluid substitutes. Sure. I guess it doesn't matter what glass. That's probably fine. That one will go into this one, since it's one of the subcomponents, basically. We're going to need a lot more molecular assemblers very soon. That's fine. We need the next one. That one. Some more patterns. Can I get 10 of them? Sure. I like how it's sort of rainbows when it's like, hey, we're working on that. And finally, this one. Okay, so this is each of those. Can we be a little clever with this? I wonder if it's smart enough. I sort of don't think it is, but what if it is? What if it is? What if it's smart enough? Are we out of cable? We're out of cable. Cable? 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 What if you were smart enough? What if it was smart enough? To do something like this. I hate this, first of all. Let me just go on record saying I absolutely hate this. But what if it was smart enough? Maybe, right? Maybe it'll be smart enough to put one in here and be like, hey, which one has the subcomponent we need? I feel like there's no way that will work. I feel like we're going to need one of these for each one of these and then hook it up in a line, and that's just how it's going to be because that's how it always is, and it's huge and hideous and I hate it. But what if that's not the case? We will need the final ones for each of these. Because like we can take this out and say, hey, I want one of those. And it should work, right? This is the one that got it. It makes one, and it keeps that. But what if we wanted another one? It's missing the press. Because we made that part of the crafting recipe to start. It says, hey, output this. But we can take it out of the crafting recipe and we'll just say, hey, if you output one of these silicones, it's just going to come back as that and it's just going to work. But I doubt it'll be smart enough to know that it needs to put it in this one. But maybe it will. We can put that back in here and say take that out, and this is now this. And we say, hey, you there. I give you one silicone, and you make one printed silicone. And we'll see if it's smart enough. Because it's just gonna shove it in there. And it shoved it into this one. So that much worked. But what if we do the next one now? What if we say, hey, first of all, let's let it do it itself the first time. We'll say, hey, I want one of these. It puts it in here. So it did put it into a different inventory than this one. Probably because maybe it tried to put it in this one and then it was too dumb, so it put it in this one. Or rather, it was full. It's like, oh, it's got something in its input. I can't put it in there. Let's put it in the next available one, which is this one. And then it stayed there, and that's fine. And then we'll take this off, and this will be the real test, I suppose. If we take this off, remove that, rewrite it, put it back in here, and if we ask for another one of these, it shouldn't shove the gold into here, because the only thing is the gold. It should shove the gold into here, because this shouldn't take the gold, right? Like, it should be smart enough to be like, no, 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 gold doesn't go here. It should be like, okay, where's the gold go? Here. Nice. Okay. I am thrilled. So let's do the next one. You bonk, bonk, bonk into this one. Okay, great. So now we'll take this pattern out, do the same thing. No, I have to put it in here first. Say none of that. Yes. And then you can have this back. And then we can presumably actually just take this. Again, I'll let it do the first one. It's probably fine, right? Craft. Next. Starto. Bonk, 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 bonk. Great, and that's done. Why do I keep doing that? I can't help myself. So now, each of these functions, and we just need a ton of speediness to make it speed up. Oh, it's hideous. Applied logistics, why you like this? Cool, 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 cool. Nothing's wrong at all. This will also need each of the patterns. So, we'll need to make patterns for those. Can I make some more patterns? I don't know if we need more. We'll need more eventually. Have 10 more patterns. Okay, so next we have this one. We need this one. And we need this one. Great. So this will be the subcomponent of the first ones, and this will be all the rest of it. So now if we request any of these processors, they should be able to shove it all back through properly. And we have some of the subcomponents now. Great. So I suppose the next thing that we'll want is probably making the cards, because we'll need these for each of them eventually. Need to know how to make you. The fancy cards. Great. That outputs that. And then finally, if we want speedy ones, not the energy card, speedy ones. Yes, these. Now this can get kind of tricky because it can use these up real fast. We do have the blocks, and we'll just have to be mindful otherwise. Because we can also teach it how to make more in the growth mabob, of course. And then these will actually just go into this one. But we should keep working on the other subcomponents. However, we now know how to make, I think, everything from this? No. What are we trying to make? Use your brain. But it's hard. Okay, so we can teach you how to make those. We can teach you how to make this. That's actually relatively straightforward, because that will be... This is an inscriber recipe, actually, with nothing else in it to make the powders, right? That's what it is now. So if you want to make Fluix dust, it's just this. Have a pattern for that. And then you go in here. And then if you want to make this, there's also one for that. Specifically Certus quartz crystal. This shouldn't really be a concern excuse me, a concern for some time though, because we should be able to make it itself. But then we should also tell it how to make the seeds and how to grow those in here. So we know how to make the dusts, but how do you make the dusts? You make the dusts with those to make the seeds, to make more of those. It's an idea. Can we make another one? We've got all the stuff and we know how to make it. So if we want to tell it how to make these, it comes from growing these. Oh no, not in the crafting terminal, sorry, in the pattern terminal. Seed. And then Certus quartz seed. So if we need to make more, we make them like that. And it shoves them in. And eventually, it'll get it back. So if we ask for some more of these, ooh, so we have to tell it to make the seed to make these. And I think that's just a crafting recipe. But it needs... Am I doing this circular? It needs one of them to make it into a seed. Did I do this backwards? Okay, so it needs one to make into this, to make into 2 seeds. Start. But I think I'm dumb, because this is the seeds, but that's not, the seeds are the crafting pattern. So the seeds actually go in here. In this one, like as an example. So we'll need another molecular assembler, so I want to cancel that crafting. Crafting monitor. Do we have a crafting monitor? We'll cancel that. So the seeds actually go into the thingy, because that's actually just a crafting thing, and then the seeds yield these in the machine. Molecular assembler. Por favor. Control click to craft available items. We'll craft available. It's crafted. We can only do one thing at a time. Hello? Yes? No? Was that? No? Yes? Molecular assembler? Oh, I forgot the yeah. So, another one. Pow. Oh, but that, do we still need another pattern provider? Or is it smart enough? Yeah, we do need another one. Oh, we're gonna start running out of channels as well. Oh my god. Can we get some smart cable? Covered cable with a bit of wool. Can we get a little cable? Can we cover it with wool? No, we don't want painted ones. Help me out! Duh. Do we not have any wool? None? None at all? I guess that's possible. String? AE2. Smart cable. One smart cable. We just want to see how many channels we're using up. And I guess we'll plonk it here. Though it'll bonk off all of the things. That's kind of annoying. Because we're basically already going to be using most of these channels. Crafting terminal, this side. Plonk. Pattern terminal, this side. Bonk. Look, we've got one channel available. Luckily, I think one is all we need. I got them in my inventory. Yeah? I don't remember the way that works best. Can you do it like this? Is that fine? I think that's fine. And each of them will use either of the molecular assemblers that's nearby. Right. So this is how to craft the seeds. And then you actually get the recipes with the fully grown ones. That's how you get your recipe. You grow it in the thingy. We're out of patterns. So actually we provide one seed to you and output this. We provide one seed to you. So this is how to make the seeds, and that's how to make the crystals. Got it. So you get the seed. How dare me? I'm bad at this. Close that out. This one. Water. Yes. Yes. Okay. So if we needed more of these, we could craft it, but what it'll need is the dust. So it needs one to make two is the problem. Is it control click to try to make more? Oh, I don't remember. It's like control click or middle click or something to try to make. Shift click just makes it from our inventory. It just pulls it into the inventory. Okay, well anyway. So long as we don't run out, it knows how to make more. It did it. And now if we want to make these, that'll be like, oh yeah, we got some seeds. And it's growing it. In ideal. But as long as we have one seed on hand for each one of them, I guess it'll be fine. And we'll not run out this way. We'll just have to grow the seeds and then no, we have to immediately turn around and keep them going. Ay, ay, ay. But anyway, I guess that's a bit of infrastructure. Gosh, it feels wholly unproductive. And at the end of the day, we're still lacking all of the things we need, but this is a positive step forward. We made a little bit of progress on this, and I think we have some ideas for how it needs to work now with the new system. And that we'll need one of these, a pattern provider, to provide patterns for this for all the various things. Thanks, Chubbs. That's one. And then, yeah. We'll slowly but surely figure it out, and we'll overwhelm our system and need to move it immediately. Because, like, there's nothing else that can go onto this channel now. Wait. Is that true? Are you fully lit up? I feel like you're fully lit up. That's fully lit up, right? I think so. Yeah, because it's the blue from the black, and then it has 8 channels total. So everything that can be connected to this is currently connected to this, and we'll need to branch off of another side, which means we'll have to move this whole thing. It'll be a huge, hideous mess, like AE2 always is. Perfect. Can't wait. But for now, yeah, we'll leave it there. We've had a day. We've made a tiny bit of progress. A very tiny bit of progress. And we still have problems getting up and downstairs. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, everybody. And until next time, friends, keep on cooperating.